Hello friends and fellow gamers, MKxJUMP here, and this week we have a fantastic Wishing Fountain event. The Mid-Autumn Festival is giving us a lot of amazing rewards in Idle Heroes, and I have to say, DH Games messed it up with the Shishi Festival, but this week, they've nailed it. If you've got Wishing Coins, this event can potentially be fantastic for you, and if you've got Contract Story Gems, this event could rival or even exceed Heroic Summon events. If this is how DH Games wants to do Wishing Coin events when they're big events like this moving forwards, I think we can all get very, very excited. There's a lot of fantastic rewards for both free-to-play players and spenders alike, and we're going to break all of that down today. Before we do, though, let me remind you, if you need one-to-one advice with your Idle Heroes account, consider joining us for account reviews on a Tuesday. To join, all you need to do is join our Discord. We have a link for that in the description below, and also our Twitch streams, which happen on a Tuesday. That's twitch.tv/MKxJUMP. You sign up through our Discord by sending screenshots and questions about your account. And if you want to get access to our sign-up channel, one of the easy ways is by backing me on Patreon using that link in the corner of the screen. So check that out if you want to support me and get one-to-one advice in Idle Heroes. Anyway, let's go ahead and check out this week's Mid-Autumn Festival event for Idle Heroes. Each day for logging in this week, you're going to get 15 mithril pickaxes, which you can use in the Skylabyrinth to make progress and get rewards. You'll also get a super wishing coin, which is actually useful this week. More on why that's the case in a second. Let's look at the cool events. We've got our value packages. These are giving us gems, mithril pickaxes, wishing coins, charm treasure coupons, which are for the unique Mid-Autumn Festival items, so we'll take a look at those and what these coupons can be used for later on. And also you're getting 90 lantern papers for this top $100 pack. Now you don't have to spend money to get these packages. You can spend contract story gems, and that is probably something you're going to want to do because these lantern papers are crucial to getting rewards and progress this week. So later on in this video, I'll be breaking down which of these packs I would recommend buying and how many of each to get you the best different amounts of rewards for your account. Skylabyrinth is here, and this is a way that you can spend those mithril pickaxes to make progress. I typically use Queen, other people like to use Asmodel, and both of these are perfectly reasonable. Seer is only good if you're going super duper far though, and that's probably unlikely for most people, so I typically stick to Halora. Now if we take a look at our rewards, you'll see DH Games aren't giving us 50 scrolls like they were last time. I think maybe they were a bit too overgenerous, although no such thing is true. I'm always happy for more scrolls, but knocking that down to 20, I'm not too upset about that. That's still a decent pile. We're getting 6 stars, Elite Hero Shards, we're getting Prophet Orbs, which is nice, a 5-star Hero Chest at level 5, and at level 6, we're getting Calls of Transcendence. Going on down, you can see at level 9, we're getting Soulbound Crystals. That is fantastic. Level 11 here is giving us Material Chests, which are potentially very useful for progress. Stage 14 gets you Pages of Destiny. 15 gets you a Mysterious Artifact. 17 a 9-star chest. Even 16 here is actually getting you access to things like Spiritual Essence and Sublimation. But the big one is here, Stage 20. That's getting you 10 deluxe gift boxes, which again can be used for Soul Crystals or Pages of Destiny. So it coincides with 14 and 9 for those big rewards. Lots of the rewards here are excellent, and if you do pick up mithril pickaxes this week, you can potentially make a lot of progress. Now, ways to get mithril pickaxes are by logging in. You can also get them with gems. 40 of them can be bought here. And, of course, those value packs we looked at earlier also give you a large amount of mithril pickaxes. So, if you plan on spending contract storage gems this week, you could potentially make a lot of progress. Mysterious chests are here. This is a nice way of spending gems to get pretty decent rewards. You can see 500 gems gets you 10 heroic summon scrolls. That's up from what it used to be. Very happy with that. You can get 8 Prophet Orbs for 1500. Again, fantastic value. If you need hammers, you can buy them here for 2500. This middle package for 4000, not so attractive. It's just an elite shard and dust. Probably won't go picking that up. But the 8000 package, this is brilliant. That's getting you 10 Cores of Transcendence for 8,000 gems. That's already brilliant value. But add to that the fact you're getting 2 Glory Epic chests and 50 Glorious Relics. I really like this. This used to give guild coins, but I think these rewards are far better. There's a lot of great stuff available. Pick this up if you have the spare gems. However, The best thing here is 10 deluxe gift box 2s. Oh my word, you can get that for 16,000 gems. My friends, that is an opportunity for soulbound crystals and pages of destiny, which are all absolutely brilliant. So pick these up if you can. And finally, our Wishing Fountain event here is giving you your usual Super Wishing Coins and Profit Orbs, but if you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see for 300 spins, you can get yourself 8 Lantern Papers, 2 Charm Treasure Coupons, you even get some Glorious Relics, a copy of Rogan, and some Profit Orbs. But the most important thing here is, of course, the Lantern Papers, because 8 of these are going to be very useful for making progress in this week's event. Because when you look at the Mid-Autumn Festival, you'll see that this is the key resource we're picking up this week. Now, before we carry on looking at this week's event, let me tell you about this week's sponsor, Angel Legion. Angel Legion has seen a huge update land recently, where graphics and visuals are massively overhauled to make the heroes look better than ever. Just take a look at some of these characters. You can see their hair, their clothing details, and all the graphics have been extremely enhanced in this latest patch. If you've played Angel Legion before, this is the same game that you love and know with all the space fantasy RPG aspects, but now the graphics look so much better. Take a look at some of these combo skills. You can see how these have been massively overhauled. Another standout feature is the new hair textures that have been added. Look how good Healing Expert's hair looks now. Her character design is absolutely stunning. It's going to look beautiful if you have an OLED phone, and here even on PC, I can see the character portraits and details are popping. All heroes in this game are fully customizable, so with the full selection of customizable options available at your fingertips, you can make these characters look and pop however you like. Also, for this week only, you can go ahead and use the invitation code in the corner of your account to give your friends and yourself bonuses for them joining the game. So do go ahead and use the invite code so that you can get the people you want to play this game with the best rewards, and the same for you as well. So share this game with your friends and let's all play Angel Legion together. So why not download Angel Legion today, customize your heroes, and see what team you can build to make progress in the story. Go ahead and download Angel Legion for free today, and don't forget to use those invitation codes for bonus rewards. Let's dive in to the Mid-Autumn event. You can see here we have to build lanterns, and doing so requires us to use those lantern pages. Now, you can use 4 of them to build, and you can do that up to 15 times. 15 times 4 is 60, and each completed lantern is going to get you 10 golden osmanthus, as well as some nice rewards you can see trickling in, depending on which lanterns you end up getting. Overall, though, the most important thing to pick up here is the golden osmanthus, and you need to remember the conversion total is 60 of these lantern pages equals 10 osmanthus. So we want to get as many lantern pages as we can so that we can get osmanthus, which we can spend here in the mysterious sales. You can see you can get things like origin materials and void materials, transition materials, origin artifacts, even access to star souls. We'll be breaking down the best ways to pick up rewards here, but just remember that osmanthus is the one thing we want more than anything this week. Now, one way to get more pages of destiny is the mooncake connoisseur. Mr. Foolish here has been munching the mooncakes, and if you go ahead and play this little mini game, you can get yourself 20 of these tickets. To do so is going to cost you 30,000 gems, but doing it and completing it 20 times gets you 100 lantern papers, and you're also getting yourself a Moon Palace model, and this item is pretty decent. It buffs your all damage dealt in many of the areas of the game. So a very cool item to pick up. But more importantly, you're getting 100 lantern papers, which of course can be used in this Lantern Festival to get you lots of rewards. On top of that, we have a moon ceremony where you're getting points. And the last time they had a point system like this, it was pretty bad because it was tied to the event itself. Well, this time it's less important. It's just an opportunity to pick up deluxe gift boxes. But as we have said many times before, deluxe gift boxes are some of the best rewards you can get in the game, giving you access to things like soulbound treasure crystals and pages of destiny, which are very important for improving your sigils and getting access to free awakens. Now, If you're new, you might not realize just how good deluxe gift boxes are. We've covered them multiple times already in this event. Well, getting access to soulbound crystals means that you can go into the Soul Temple. Those soulbound crystals will give you free awakens, which is pretty helpful. Let's say I wanted to awaken this copy of Elena. I can go into my awakening item selection and I can pick my soulbound crystals. That will allow me to awaken this copy for free, and if I end up getting something not so great, I can destroy it, like this Melissa copy here, and get myself access to contract story gems. Those contract story gems will accumulate on my account, and ultimately, I will be able to use them, like I showed you earlier, to purchase value packages. And as you can see, this week's value packages are giving us lantern papers, and that is part of the key resources this week. So if you're ever unsure as to why you might want to be getting Deluxe Gift Box 2s, one of the best reasons for these is they are one of the easiest ways to get contract story gems on your account, because free awakens lets you destroy those hero copies, which gets you contract story gems, which gets you more progress in big events. Crystals are some of the best resources available to free-to-play players, and by entering in on this event, you're getting yourself lots and lots of Deluxe Gift Box 2s, which are going to help you to make progress. The way you get these Deluxe Gift Boxes is by getting points, as you can see in the quests up here. You're going to get points for using Mithril Pickaxes, for using Wishing Coins, even for summoning 5-star heroes and doing tavern quests. This should be relatively easy, so just make sure that you're using your pickaxes, do the Wishing Coins that you need to for this week's event, and hopefully you'll get hundreds and hundreds of points, which will translate into many Deluxe Gift Boxes. I wouldn't stretch my resources too hard to try and pick these up. I would just allow these to accumulate just by engaging with the event. But bearing in mind that we're going to be relatively easily doing Wishing Coins, you get Mithril Pickaxes for free, and you can buy more with gems, and if you're using contract story gems, you can pick them up from packs. It shouldn't be too difficult to get relatively far up here and pick up more and more Deluxe Gift Box 2s. Another part of this week's event is the sign-in book. This is giving you access to treasure coupons that you're getting for free. This is pretty nice. You're getting yourself 7 across the week, and as you'll see in the relay, if you choose to buy one of the packages, you'll get yourself access to Prism Story Gems and Charm Treasure coupons as well every single day. That's 21 Charm Treasure coupons and 350 Prism Story Gems. Not too bad for a little bit of spending. You'll see it's only about $10 to get this, which is nice. Moving into the next stage, you'll see we have plentiful gifts. This is going to acquire you points for using Wishing Coins and Super Wishing Coins. A Super Wishing Coin gets you 10 points, a normal Wishing Coin gets you 1, and that should hopefully add together to get you thousands and thousands of points, up to 10,000. Now, the rewards here aren't that exciting, it's just Super Wishing Coins, but if you do choose to spend some money in this week's relay, you will get yourself some pretty nice rewards, and each of the 3 tiers have something very important for your account. The first tier gets you access to Deluxe Gift Box 2s, and we've already explained why these are super good for your account. The bonus rewards for the second stage is going to get you access to Tree of Origin materials. This can be useful for getting Sublimation, or Cause of Origin, or Spiritual Essence if you need that to push more heroes to Destiny. So, very important resources here for improving the power of your Transcendence heroes. And finally, we have this package at the end, which does require you to spend up to $130 in the relay, but this is getting you lots and lots and lots of Spirit Vein or Aurora Gem shards, and these are important for improving your heroes in Destiny. And Destiny is one of the ways to make Transcendence heroes extraordinarily strong. You are getting up to 1.5 million Spirit Vein shards or equivalent here, so it's potentially useful for spenders who want to get more access to Destiny on their account. The treasure collection allows us to use the Charm Treasure coupons we're picking up this week. 30 will get you a chest that contains all the 2025 treasures, and some standout ones here are the Lutz doll. This improves your control immunity offset. You have the Roulette Bunny Girl. This improves your defense and it scales with your attack. And there's a new item on the block, which is an orange treasure, which is worth talking about. So let's take a look at these real quick. If you go to your 2025 treasures and scroll to the bottom, we have 3 new items. The pink gives us all damage dealt in Void Campaign, Tower of Dreams, Tower of Oblivion, Seal Land, and Aspen Dungeon. Some of the most important game modes we have access to. It's not a lot of all damage dealt, but this could give you a little bit of an edge that can help you to push. However, the Osmanthus Candelabrum, I think. I have no idea if I said that correct. This gives us damage reduction and goes all the way up to 25%. Damage reduction is a nice stat. It gives you protection, it gives you defense. Yes, it is possible to max out damage reduction and therefore get very limited bonus from this. I think the max damage reduction is either 70 or 75%. However, just getting some damage reduction from here is very nice. It means you don't need to give it to your heroes from other means if you're already hitting the cap. So the Osmanthus Candelabrum is definitely something worth picking up, because in Void Campaign, Tower of Dreams, Tower of Oblivion, Seal Land, and Aspen Dungeon, having some extra damage reduction is never a bad thing. So this orange item is actually pretty nice. However, the additional one here that gives scaling of HP and attack, that's less good, because percentage scaling is never that good, because a lot of our stats are fixed, so this isn't going to make too much of a difference. However, though, I do like damage reduction, I do like all damage dealt, so I could see why these other two would be worth getting. So if you do have some of the coupons this week, you can get 30 of them spent to get an orange chest to pick up a Candelabrum, or maybe you're just after the Lutzdoll or the Roulette Girl. For 60, you get another chest as well, which is good stuff, and for 100, you're getting a pink chest thrown in there. So if you wanted to use your coupons this week to pick up those items, I definitely would encourage it. It just depends how many coupons you manage to get this week. And finally, of course, we have the relay. This is going to allow you to pick up some Super Wishing Coins for free. That's nice. And if you do a little bit of spending, you get some nice rewards. $5 is going to get you access to Prism Story Gems, a few extra Charm coupons, and some Lantern Papers. You get some stuff for free here, just some gems, just some scrolls. But as you can see, another $10 is going to get you access to the Privilege Manual. So it's actually $15 you'll need to spend to get the bonuses that we saw at the bottom of the sign-in book. Going further, you'll see there's some more free rewards, and for $20 you can get yourself a new skin, which is for Ignatia. Too bad she's not a very good Transcendence hero, but this is a pretty cool looking skin, giving attack speed and crit damage. On top of that, you're getting some more Prism Story Gems and Lantern Papers. So we'll be covering the different amounts of Lantern Papers you'll need soon, and how much money I'd recommend you do spend. But for now, let's just keep looking at the relay. $30 again is going to get you more Lantern Papers and access to the plentiful Privilege 2. That's where you start to pick up the rewards for the Tree of Origin. You get some free rewards again with a Festival chest, and then for $50 on top of what you've already spent, you're getting yourself the plentiful Privilege 3. So that's $130 in total. You're getting 80 additional Lantern Papers, double rewards from the Skylabyrinth, which is not too shabby at all, and you're getting 30 Charm Treasure coupons on top of that, with a nice stack of Super Wishing Coins, Cause of Transcendence, and 1,000 Prism Story Gems. If you're willing to spend, this is not that bad, but it can be quite expensive. You'll see there's some other rewards here too that give you access to more Lantern Papers and some additional things, but this begins to get extraordinarily expensive. And that final package is just an insult. Look at this, 50 Charm coupons and 2,500 Prism Story Gems. No thank you. The other two at least do give you access to Lantern Papers. But I think beyond that point, it just gets ridiculous. And you could buy this up to 6 times? Wow, I can't believe there's people that would actually do that. But I'm sure there are, because whales gonna whale. Now, it is worth mentioning that spending does get you access to Charm coupons. Every $6 you spend this week is an additional Charm coupon that you can enjoy. So I could see maybe why big spenders might want to spend, but I think for an extra few coupons, it's not that worth it. So let's be sensible, guys, and talk about the optimal ways to spend money and use your resources this week. Let's start with the base level rewards, here in the Mooncake Connoisseur. Spending 30,000 gems gets you 100 Lantern Papers. And if that's all you do this week, you're able to enter into the Lanterns for the Moon, and you'll get yourself 10 of the Osmanthus. You can then use that for Origin materials, a Mysterious Artifact, or 2 Void materials. If you're a newer player, that's access to something like a Melodic Strings, the best artifact for new players. Or, if you're a more established player, you can get some Origin materials to help upgrade your heroes. Sublimation would typically be my recommendation, as these are useful for upgrading the skills of your Transcendence heroes. Now, 100 Lanterns is only 20 Lanterns away from getting to 120, which would allow you to build 2 Lanterns and get you access to 20 Golden Osmanthus. The way I would get those additional 20 Lanterns is simple. We go to the cool events, and we do some spins in the Wishing Fountain. We want to get 300 points, and we want to get that 3 times. That's 24 additional lantern papers. So if you look at the Wishing Fountain, you'll see that I can do 100 spins, and it only costs me 80 coins. So that means I need 720 coins to do 900 spins. Those 900 spins will get me the additional lantern papers, which means in the mid-autumn I can build a second lantern. That will get me 10 more osmanthus, which means I can go to this area and I can get a bit more stuff. It could be that I want to get myself 2 melodic strings so that I can have a glittery on my account. Perhaps that's something worth considering. Or maybe I'm after origin materials and I want to get myself 2 lots of sublimation. You could just go here and grab 2, but let me tell you that's not worth it. Actually, if you go to floor 2 and get the discount with some stellar shards, you'll then see floor 3 has a discount. That means you can also get origin materials here, and you're getting some stellar shards along with it too. Other rewards are available. You don't just have to go with stellar shards. You could get some egg chests to help you out, or you could even be getting deluxe resources to pick up things like guild coins or promotion stones, and there's even access to crystals of transcendence or resonance construction stuff if you wanted it. If in doubt though, stellar shards is the best pick. Now you see here that that's not bad. We've only spent a little bit of wishing coins, we've spent a little bit of gems, but what if we wanted to be super optimal and get ourselves as much progress as we could? Well, let's suppose that I have 2,160 wishing coins, which would be enough to do enough spins in the Wishing Fountain to get myself 9 times 300. That's 72 lantern papers. Add to that the 100 lantern papers that I'm getting from the Mooncake Connoisseur. That takes us to 172. Then I'm going to want to look at the cool events, go to the value packages, and I'll want to buy this top pack for 2,500 contract storage gems. That's 90 additional lantern papers. And a bottom pack here for 1,250. That gets me 45. By buying those packages, getting 100 from here, and doing your wishing coins, that will give you access to just over 300 lantern papers, which means you will be able to build 5 lanterns. That's going to get you 50 of the osmanthus, and 50 osmanthus gives you lots of flexibility for your rewards. There's a lot of ways you can approach this. Let's start off with the void materials. We're going to get ourselves 2 lots of stellar shards. Then we're going to get ourselves origin materials, either sublimation or cause of origin, whichever you need. And then at floor 4 and floor 5 is where the fun begins. If you're a newer player, you'll want to get yourself deific artifacts if you don't already have them. These 2 origin pistols can get us access to a lingering melody of the universe. You'll need 2 to get to glittery, you'll need 4 to get to splendid. If you already have a lingering melody of the universe, 2 of these can be used to get a glittery breath of forest spirit, the upgraded version of Antler's Cane. That's also really good. However, you could also, if you want to, get Dragon Ruyi Scepter. That needs a Splendid Ruyi Scepter and 4 exotic grimoires, and getting this to Splendid is something that's really strong for accounts, so you could even pick up those. If you already have the deific artifacts that you want, you might want to get transition materials instead, which is also available here at floor 4 and floor 5. Either way, that's going to cost you 35 osmanthus, which means we can enter into floor 6, and you can pick up either more transition materials, taking you to 45. That's nice if Destiny is all you need. Or if you want to get some Origin stuff, you can pick up some more Origin materials at floor 6 and floor 7, and again, that goes to 45. You might be wondering, why am I not recommending spending 50? Well, that's because once you clear floor 6, a shop will appear in the top corner, which allows you to exchange those 5 remaining osmanthus into 1,000 contract story gems. And as you can already see from value packages this week, getting more contract story gems on your account is brilliant, because it means you can do more events like this week. And more events means more rewards, and more rewards means more progress and a stronger account. Another option available to you is here at floor 7, which is Grimoire material. Grimoire Essence can be used to improve the Grimoire's level and get you more fixed stats in your heroes, or you can go for Enable Infusioning Stones, of which you would need 14 or 15 to maximize the power of your strongest hero, getting them upgraded versions of their enabling skills. So if you're after Grimoire material, you could select this of floor 7, but you'll see now we don't have 5 left to get additional contract story gems. There then, I would want to change our transition materials here, all the origin artifacts, into just void materials, which takes us back down to 45. Here at floor 4, though, you can still pick up the transition materials or the origin artifact you may want, but this is the option if you're looking for Grimoire. Either way, 3,750 contract story gems is what you'll need to spend here by going into the value packs, along with all those wishing coins, so that you can get 50 Osmanthus and get these great rewards. The next option for free-to-play players is to spend even more contract story gems. Let's say you want to get both of these packages. That's exciting. That's going to take you, if you use all your wishing coins as well, to 442 of the pages. Now that's a little bit too much. In fact, I wouldn't recommend going that far. You can ease up the gas and spend fewer of your wishing coins, meaning you don't actually need as many lantern papers. You'll only need to use 1,680 wishing coins by doing this option, as you will not have to get all the lantern papers from wishing coins, because we only need to get to 420. 420 is going to be enough for 7 lanterns, which is 70 Osmanthus. And as a free-to-play player, 70 Osmanthus is enough to clear the entire board. As long as you stick to discounts, you can pick up a lot of great stuff. So you can see we can go with Stellar Shards, we can get Origin materials, and this time we're going to go with Stellar Shards at floor 4 and floor 5 because we want to follow the discount. Then you can see here Origin materials are available, and you can come down and keep selecting all of the discount stuff right through to floor 12. You'll see DH Games have removed the discount from floor 12, but we still have the flexibility of choosing some nice stuff, so we could go with transition materials, Star Souls, or Origin materials, whichever you need. Let's say I get the transition materials. We spend 65 here. That leaves 5 left over, which means I can get myself 1,000 contract story gems back from that store. But also because I've cleared floor 12, I can go into the special shop here and again get myself Star Souls, Origin materials, or transition materials. If you're a later game free-to-play player, you can get 2 lots of Star Souls, one from here and one from floor 12. And if you were willing to sacrifice the additional 1,000 contract story gems you get back, you could even go to floor 6 and get Star Soul materials as well. So you can, theoretically, as a free-to-play player with 7,500 contract story gems, get 3 Star Souls this week. Well, that's not bad if you're a free-to-play player who has Nirvana heroes at Destiny level. That is a very, very tempting option. It needs less wishing coins, but it does need more contract story gems. But the redeeming factor of spending more contract story gems this week is that does get you more mithril pickaxes, which does translate to more progress in the Skylabyrinth, where you've already seen we have some excellent rewards available to us. And getting lots of deluxe gift boxes, pages of destiny, and of course these soulbound crystals, those rewards are going to be super useful for making future progress on your account. Not to mention, more pickaxes used is going to mean more progress here in the Moon Ceremony, which could even mean more deluxe gift box here as well. Pretty nice. Spenders can choose to use the relay in 2 ways. Either you can follow the structures that we previously outlined and just spend less contract story gems and use money instead to pick up the additional lantern papers you'll need. That is a pretty reasonable option available to you. Some people may not want to spend any contract story gems at all, and they might just want to spend $5. If you remember, with wishing coins and with gems, you get 172 papers. By spending an additional $5, that's going to take you to 182, and 180 is what you need for 3 lanterns. So you could choose to spend a little bit of money here, no contract story gems, and get 30 Osmanthus. That's not a bad option. 30 Osmanthus will allow you to start getting rewards on floor 4 and floor 5. So if we follow here with Stellar Shards through the middle, then we go and get the Origin materials. You see I've only spent 15, and now I have access to floor 4. Let's say I want to get some transition materials, that takes me to 25, and because we haven't reached floor 6, we don't need to save 5 because we're not going to get those extra contract story gems. So what I would do here is I would change our rewards on floor 1 to more Origin materials. And there, just for $10 and no contract story gems spent at all, you're getting the usual rewards you would, but you're also throwing in some additional Stellar Shards or an Origin artifact on top of that. That's not too bad. I think there are better ways, though, to do this event, and of course, using contract story gems is the way to do that. And therefore, you do have some pretty cool options available to you. The first good option, as you might remember, if you use all contract story gems, wishing coins, and gem options available to you, you're going to get 442 lanterns. Add to that the 10 here, that's going to take you to 452. Add the ones here, that's going to be 472. And so we'll need to spend here in Fortitude to hit 480. That's going to be $30, but what you get for that is a lot of great rewards. You're getting the Privilege Manual, which gets you those login rewards, but this $15 pack is also going to get you the Plentiful Privilege 1, which, if you have the Super Wishing Coins and Wishing Coins available to get to 10,000 points here, you're going to pick up a lot of Deluxe Gift Box 2s from the Privilege 1. Now, all of that considered, you're getting 480 Lantern Papers. That's enough for 80 Osmanthus, which gives you a few cool flexible options here in the Mysterious Sales. Let's follow through with all the discounts like we did when I outlined what to do if you weren't spending no money at all, but you did want to spend all those Contract Starry Gems. You'll see that following all the discounts gets us to a point where we've spent 65. However, by following the discounts, we've missed some opportunities for really good rewards. By spending $30, we have an additional 10 Osmanthus to play with, which means we can actually select some really strong rewards. Take, for example, Star Souls. Let's prioritize those at any opportunity we can. That's 70. But also, let's prioritize Grimoire materials. What we can do here is we can pick up Grimoire materials at this floor. That's pretty nice. And that's going to come at the cost of transition materials, though. And we can also pick up Grimoire materials on stage 7. That's going to come to a total of 80. Maybe, though, you don't want to sacrifice the origin materials or the transition materials here. In that case, getting to 70 and having 10 left over means that you can enter the second round, entering into floor 1, and you can pick up Grimoire materials here as well. So 80 of these Osmanthus branches is going to give you a lot of possible ways of getting access to both Grimoire and Star Souls on your account. Now, maybe 80 isn't enough for you, in which case you'll want to spend an additional $50 here buying Charm and Calm. That's going to get you access to another 10 Osmanthus branches, as well as Plentiful Privilege 2. So that privilege is going to get you Tree of Origin materials, and also an additional 10 Osmanthus branches, which you can use for rewards. With those 10 Osmanthus branches, you can again be a little more flexible with the rewards you choose, and here you could pick up even more Grimoire material if you wanted. So you could get Grimoire material at floor 10, and you can choose to get Grimoire material at floor 7, and you'll then have 10 left over, meaning you can go to the regular round and pick up more Grimoire material again. Another option is actually to not sacrifice the Destiny resources here. You still get the Grimoire material at floor 7, but then you can still go into the regular round, spend 85 going for this, but then you'll have 5 left over, which means you can get an additional 1,000 Contract Starry Gems. If you're wanting to push out massive progress, though, you will want to go to Energy here. That's going to get you double rewards from Skylabyrinth. It's going to get you Plentiful Privilege 3, which gets you tons of Destiny materials, and you're getting a further 80 lanterns on top of that. Now, those 80 lanterns, with everything else we've accumulated, will actually take you to 110 points in this event. 110 is ridiculously good, because that means you're able to be very, very, very flexible with your rewards, leaning into Star Souls. You've got Grimoire materials here that you can choose to pick up. You can choose for Grimoire at level 10, or maybe you want to just keep going with transition materials there. But also, it means you're going into the regular round with 30 left over. That means you can get Grimoire material, you can get Origin, Void, or Mysterious Artifacts at floor 2, and then you get access to floor 3, which is even more Grimoire material, or it's a 4th opportunity to pick up Star Souls. So if that's something you're looking for, it's definitely an option for you guys. So depending on how much stuff you want and the kind of rewards you're after, you've got to weigh up whether you want to spend $30, $80, or $130 here on the relay. Some may choose to do none of that, but if you are going to choose to maximize your rewards, my advice would be also making sure that you have 7,500 Contract Starry Gems to pick up as much as you can from here. And of course, even though it will give you some excess lanterns, you will want to make sure that you are using your Wishing Coins, because it's important that you're getting to the 10,000 points. That said, though, maybe you don't have to use all of your Wishing Coins, so Do the wishing coins as the last thing, in my opinion, because you might not need to do all 9 cycles. There are many of those examples that I gave you where maybe you'll only have to do 7 cycles in the Wishing Fountain. It is important, though, that you make sure you have the super wishing coins available to get to 10,000 points here. One option is that you are able to purchase them with gems. You'll also get a super wishing coin for every dollar that you spend. So there are ways to hopefully get up to 10,000, but just bear that in mind. 10,000 points is required if you want to maximize your return for purchasing the plentiful privilege rewards. Overall, though, this week is a brilliant opportunity, regardless whether you're free to play or a spender. The relay is very good, the access to charm treasure coupons and these rewards are fantastic, and of course the mysterious sale is giving us access to nice rewards, regardless whether you're just going to be using wishing coins and gems, money, or contract story gems as well. And considering that we're getting bonus rewards from the Moon Ceremony and as well from the Skylabyrinth, there's a lot of great rewards up for grabs this week. And of course, the frequent abundance of Soulbound Crystals and Deluxe Gift Box 2s, and of course Pages of Destiny, means that it's going to make getting rewards in future events also easier. As long as spending Contract Story gems results in more Deluxe Gift Box given back, then my friends, you can hopefully do multiple of these large festival events back to back, because by spending, you're getting more contract story gems onto your account and hopefully seeing a really positive feedback loop. So if you're a free-to-play player, deluxe gift boxes, access to free awakens, and returning value on your contract story gems is essential to doing more and more of these events, because as you've seen, the base level of getting good rewards in an event like this is 3,750. And provided you can reclaim that 3,750, you can do multiple events like this one for maximum rewards. And one easy way to get contract story gems is going to be next week's event as well, which is the Card Clash of Illusion. This gives you 600 contract story gems and should hopefully have some really nice rewards. So make sure you hit that subscribe button for a full breakdown of next week's event, because like this week, I will give you a video covering everything you need to know about the Card Clash. So subscribe and don't miss that. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Let me know which rewards you're going to be picking up this week. And also, don't forget to check out our sponsor for today, Angel Legion. You can find a link for their game in the comments section and the description down below. Until next time, guys, have an amazing week, and as always, happy idling.